Hey guys, it's Dale. Just sharing a little bit about what's going on this week. Because of the holiday we had yesterday, I'm now currently working overtime a lot. So pretty much 6 a.m. to 5:30, 5 o'clock each day. So that's a handful right there. But today we did training for about 4 hours where I was training 5 people at the same time downstairs. So that was a very busy day where I got to run back and forth, and I do have to admit, it's exhausting, training 5 people at the same time. But at the same time, it's a good learning experience to seeing on how each person learns a different way. So you really have to change your perspective on it. So for instance, someone might be able to get it just like this. Other people, it might take them a little bit of time. So you want to be able to be patient as much as you can with them. So it's definitely a learning experience right there. But I love training. It gives me something to do, and it gets me off the actual calls. So that's always very convenient. Let's see now. Kiss Me Kate has been going decently so far. We I think have about 11 shows left. Not 100% sure. I think it's 11 or 10 shows left. I can't remember. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 on Saturday, I believe, this week. I don't think we have one on Sunday, but I'm not 100% positive. I can't remember. I need to look back on the schedule. Might be good to know, right? But that is going decently well. On stage, I'm always putting in as much energy as I possibly can. More energy, the better, I would say. Off stage, though, it is lonesome. I guess I can say that. I just finished a tablet drawing for my friend. Him and his girlfriend are about to have their 1 year anniversary of being together as a couple. So he asked me if I can design a picture for them. So I did. That was a fun experience. And right now I'm knitting a scarf for one of the cast members. He was in Jesus Christ Superstar with me, and he saw me knitting a Slytherin scarf. So he asked me if I could knit him one. And I asked him what colors, so I gave him a bunch of choices, and then he chose a royal purple that fades into gray. It's actually pretty nice. Right now I have about a third of it done. My hope is by the end of the actual run, I'll be able to give it to him by closing night. So, crossing fingers for that. But other than that, I usually just hang out with the crew people backstage, or I just go by myself just knitting in a corner somewhere. I try to have conversations with people, but it's more like small talk, little talk, or no talk at all. Which is a little bit sad, I do have to admit, because I'm definitely an extrovert, so I have a lot of energy and I want to talk to people, making sure people are okay. Like, sometimes you can just tell if someone's having a bad day or not really wanting to be there. And I always ask them, hey, are you doing okay? Yeah, I'm fine. That's all I get. And I'm just like, don't lie. You could at least be saying the truth, just saying that, hey, yeah, things are going on, but I don't want to share. That right there is probably more than enough. But I just want people to know that I'm actually there for them in that sense, and I'm always here to listen if they do wish to share about what's going on. So I wish they could do that a little bit, so that way I can be able to be there for others as I always want to be. So that's what's going on with the actual play, but the play is going good. I do have to admit, it's a lot more fun. I've had a person opening night Facebook message me the very next day saying that I was doing a really good job, and I guess I stand out to him because he messaged me on that part. And then his name was Russell, and then also a guy named, and I believe his name was Michael, but he, I guess, was Harold Hill in one of the Music Man, there we go, productions that just happened. I think it was Lewis and Clark. I'm not 100% sure. I might have been wrong. Maybe it's Whitworth. I feel horrible. I'm not actually saying which one it was. But a few of the schools have been doing them lately, and I saw the performance, and he messaged me saying, hey, I saw your performance, and you did a really good job. I'm like, yay! So that was actually really surprisingly how it's my very first civic show, and yet people in the crowd are actually recognizing me even though I'm really short. And that's very encouraging, I do have to admit, because I'm just like, well, I'm a short person, I'm always in the background, or I don't get to do as much because I'm not what the typical guy would be when it comes to theater. They want the average height guy, which is, I don't know, maybe 5'8" or so. I don't really know. I don't know how high. Taller than me. Let's just say that. Taller than me. Ones that have more muscles, nice chiseled face, everything like that. What the crowd wants to see when it comes to a lot of the men. They don't necessarily, I don't think, want to see short people. But I do have to admit, though, it's nice having that compliments. It's nice being recognized from, like I said, these are audience members that I've never actually met before. But it was very encouraging, I do have to admit, especially for, like I said, my first production being on a big stage. So that's very exciting. Shortly after Kiss Me Kate is South Pacific. So that'll be going on. And then in the middle of South Pacific shows, I believe it is, will be, during the middle of the shows will be auditions for West Side Story. So hopefully that goes really well. I've been working with my voice teacher quite often on it. His name is Dennis. He's really good. It's funny, for the last 3 weeks I haven't been going there because I lost my voice because I currently have what they call, I think, is like a stress ulcer. It's because of all the stress that has been going on with drama, I guess you could say, with Kiss Me Kate. Just not being able to be there for others, I guess, and work and family and acceptances with everyone. It's been causing me to get sick. So because of that, I throw up often, usually about 3-4 times a day. Not recently, though, not in the past 2 days, which is nice, I do have to admit. But it's been going on for about 2-3 weeks, and it's damaged my throat where I couldn't even talk. I went there a few times, and he's like, we're not having lessons, just after we did just a little bit of warm-ups. He's like, you're going home, bye-bye. But the other day we did voice lessons, and he's just like, get sick more often, because apparently it allowed me to not necessarily project as loud as I usually do, but it let me hit those higher notes a lot easier, a lot more fluid, or flowy. I don't know what the right word is for that. So that was actually really surprisingly. So he's helping me with my audition. So hopefully that's going well. Right now I'm currently singing King of New York. Originally I was just going to be doing the first verse, but now I'm going to do the first and second verse. But I'm doing the lyrics from the actual Disney version instead of the Broadway, just because I'm 100% familiar with the Disney one. I know that's kind of bad, I guess you would say, but it's the same tune and everything, just the words are a little bit different. So hopefully that goes well. So that is what's going on currently. Right now, my mom still won't really talk to me. My dad won't even look at me. You saw my tattoos most likely the other day, because I was wearing just a tank top like this. Actually, I was just wearing my binder, actually, to be honest. And he could probably see my tattoo on my arm. The one that's right here. There you go. It says, don't let your struggles become your identity. And he probably also saw the Good Sir one as well, possibly, just because I wasn't wearing this exact tank top. I was wearing my binder, like I said. And it shows a lot more skin. Oh my gosh, no. But no, it's to cover up. But, so, that's a little bit hard, I do have to admit. And he keeps on saying my old name, which I'm not going to say over this. But he keeps on saying that, which is not very nice. And he keeps on saying she, and like, Dad, do not obviously see the facial hair. Do not obviously, my muscles have gotten bigger, which is great, by the way. Oh my goodness, it was so great. I just actually did my 6 months of testosterone not too long ago, so yay. Technically, I believe it was supposed to be the beginning of May. Whoops. But I just realized, I'm like, it can't be 6 months already. I think my first video was like back in November. November 4th, I think it was. I'm not 100% sure. I can look back on my Facebook and look it up. But it's been 6 months now. So I took shots on Facebook and on Instagram. I just says 6 months and counting, or a little past 6 months. There we go, that's what it was, a little past 6 months. And I just left it at that. I didn't say what it was for. Some people think it's because of working out, which is true, that is, but it's also 6 months on testosterone. So that's very exciting, I do have to admit, and the progression of seeing this is absolutely fascinating, how fast everything is moving. Like, I love having this back. It's only been 2 weeks and I was able to get this right back. And this is coming back, this is getting darker. I'm actually starting to get this now, very lightly. You can't really see it, but I can see it if I look very closely in the mirror. There's actually a few dark strands here and there. So I'm like, who knows, whatever is gonna happen next. So it's very exciting. But my muscles have gotten bigger indeed, and my abs are actually more defined. In the pictures that I posted, you can't really see them that well just because of the lighting, of course. But, and also my camera just takes crappy pictures. Sorry. But it is true. It does take crappy pictures, and as you can see by the quality of the video, it's not 100% well. That's what I get for having a 4-year-old phone. But that is just what's going on. But yeah, 6 months on testosterone. It's been officially about a little bit less than a month ago. 6 months, and it is just, I'm just so happy with who I am. I feel more confident. I feel a lot more confident. I've been wearing nothing but tank tops really for the past 2-3 weeks, which is amazing, which is something I would never do, especially with my past self. Oh my goodness, I would wear the long loose sweaters and everything to cover up my body and my insecurities. But now I feel a lot more confident. I'm walking around with a white, what's it called? A muscle shirt, like a muscle tank top most of the time, just because I don't really care. I'm like, I'm showing my muscles, I'm happy about them. I would eventually, maybe someday, go topless, but I can't actually do that. Maybe someday, but not for at least a long time on that. But that is the 6 months on being on testosterone. So there's that, which is very exciting. But I'll see you guys next week now. So long.